Hello, everybody. I'm going to take a quick second here to make sure that I am live where I should be and that you all can hear me. So bear with for just a moment. And perfect. Okay, and I should be able to see any comments coming in live. All right, so I think that's all set. All right, welcome to Beauty Within DK. I am the DK, Deb Krajacek. Today is part 4 of the 4-part series about your higher self. So we'll be chatting more about receiving from your higher self, the 5th dimension Earth energetic Megadome, tuning exercises, and what's next for you. This video series is designed to help you get ready for the Broadest Truth Programme, which is running in May. There's only a few more days left to enroll if you are ready for that. And the Broadest Truth Programme is needed if you are wanting to be ready for the Evolve You online program that I am running in July. Okay, I'm also going to talk with you a little bit later about upcoming programs, ways to work with me, and you'll be able to find the links for everything in the post above. If you're having trouble with anything, please just DM me or put it in the Q&A below. I'll have a chance with you to answer all of your questions today or later if you're watching on replay. So, as you join this live, if you could, please let me know in the comments below where you are tuning in from, or if you're on replay, #replay, and where you're tuning in from. I always love to see where everybody's at. And if you would like, you may share this business page or invite friends to the page or my private community group. There is a link to, you can join the private community group as well. So any questions, again, just drop them below or message me, okay? All right, so a little bit about me. My name is Deb Krajacek. I am a Believe accredited practitioner, a 5th dimension Earth certified healer, an evolved changemaker divine. I am your leading edge physical guide and healer. I'm here to help and support you as you're ready to awaken, heal, ready to feel good, ready to live, and ready to evolve. And just if you're ready to get started on your true, beautiful magnificence. So what I'm sharing today may be different to what you currently understand, and that's okay. Just allow this to flow with you and feel the truth of it and let it settle. I even have, as always, my trusty glittery glass because I get thirsty when I speak a lot. So cheers to staying hydrated. Okay, so today let's get started with chatting a little more about receiving from your higher self. So if you're new to connecting with non-physical, you may not always be sure you're connecting with your higher self. This happened to me, and I will tell you the story about it. But I'm not sure where. I think it's later in the live. Anyway, if not, I will catch up with it and let you know. So you can notice, you can sense, you can hear, you can feel, you can see, and you can know if it is your higher self or some other non-physical energy. And sometimes it's going to be, that you'll understand it's really obvious who you're receiving from, and other times it's going to be less obvious, and that's okay, especially if you are new to all of this. It's not like you just know how to do it. We are here living a physical human life, and therefore there is some energetic forgetting when we incarnate as a newborn baby here that we need to reconnect to as part of our journey as a physical human. So nothing to worry about. And sometimes it'll be less obvious that you're receiving. So when you're receiving, you'll think that it just can't be this easy, or you'll think that you're making it up. But you and your higher self are already connected. So just start assuming that you're already receiving from your higher self. So one or two great examples is the fact that we all have that gut feeling in situations. We all have a sense of intuition in certain situations, like something feels off and you feel like you should do the opposite, or something feels really good and you're not sure why, and you just want to keep feeling good, so you're going to continue. And you just feel these little nudges here and there and that gut feeling. Well, that's actually your higher self. So, your higher self just really wants you to be able to understand that you're receiving them. And so why not? Why not just, go all in and expect, like, hey, I felt that intuition. I felt that gut feeling. Oh, it's my higher self. And just consciously understand that and go with it, right? So also, something else that's important, just trust that what you're receiving is real. So you feel that gut feeling or that intuition, or maybe you have like a block of thought that you feel like that came out of nowhere. That's never happened before, or at least that you've noticed. And just trust that's real. That's really your higher self connecting with you, or possibly another guide. So we'll chat a little bit about how to discern between the energy. But you're working to receive, right? If you've been following my other lives, and you're practicing to receive with your higher self by utilizing the tuning exercises that I mentioned in the other lives, and that can be found in the back of Believe, the book by Fifth Dimension Earth, and also in the free Higher Self program by Fifth Dimension Earth. So just trust that your higher self is doing everything they can to help you receive them consciously, and trust that your higher self exists. It makes it a little more easy. So I guess I'll share that story now about, how do you know? How do you know that you're receiving your higher self? Well, or another non-physical energy. And part of it is that you might be receiving, and you might think or want to hope for it being your higher self, but it might actually be another guide or your watcher or somebody else. And that's okay. Just understand, like, every energy in non-physical, every soul in non-physical is pure love. So even if you think you're receiving from your higher self and it's actually your watcher, you know what? It's not necessarily a big deal, in that, it's not like you're mistranslating the goodness and the good feeling of the energy. It's just who you're getting it from, that you've got the wrong name. Oh, I thought I was talking to so-and-so. Like if you call the wrong number of one of your friends, and you end up talking to one friend thinking you were calling the other. That sort of thing. So I think there'll be a little more on that a little bit later. Okay, so what if you feel like you can't do it? What if you feel like you cannot consciously connect to your higher self? Well, the main thing is that you're unconsciously connected, and that connection can never be severed. So just keep going, keep trying, and a conscious connection will come. It's just a matter of practice. I don't know that anybody necessarily gets it off the first try. So it's okay. You're doing this for the first time if you are brand new to all of it. And it's totally okay to just understand and acknowledge that you need to practice to be able to make the conscious connection stronger. All right, so another way to help that along is following the Fifth Dimension Earth tuning methods that we'll chat a little bit more about later. As I mentioned, they can be found in the back of Believe, the book by Fifth Dimension Earth, and also in the free online program by Fifth Dimension Earth. So also, if consciously connecting is taking a long time, just trust that it's meant to be that way. So everything will come in right time for you as you are ready. And we all have a different timeline. We all have a journey or segments of journeys that it's perfect for us, and we cannot compare to anybody else. So it's going to come to you in right time, and it's important to try, sometimes even try hard, but don't force anything. So just flow, and in the allowing and the determination, the understanding and trust and noticing, you'll be able to let go of any fear of failure that's going to stop you from succeeding. And let's just say, it takes longer than you want. It's okay. It's okay. It really will flow to you. And it may be that you just need to notice more. It may be that you just need to allow more. It may be that you just need to focus in on a different tuning exercise, and that will open it up a little bit quicker for you. Okay, so let's just say that you have now consciously connected to your higher self. Well, what if it ends up you don't like it? Like, you don't like how it feels, you don't like how it's going, whatever. Just stop, because you're not being forced or coerced or anything like that to connect to your higher self. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. If you change your mind later, you can pick it up later. It's okay. Your higher self is not going anywhere. So don't worry about that. You haven't missed the boat because you don't like it right now. Tastes change. Just like when we eat different food, our tastes change. And maybe in a month from now, something occurs in your life and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give it another try. I really do want to consciously connect to my higher self. Just pick it up then. Okay, so if feeling, seeing, or hearing your higher self's energy is too intense for you, you can actually ask them to turn it down and dial it back a bit. Your higher self is absolutely happy to adjust for you so that you feel comfortable. And you can literally ask your higher self anything. There were times when I would ask my higher self to be more involved in our conscious connection. And sometimes I would ask my higher self to maybe dial some things back a bit while I was asleep because I felt like I needed more rest. Or maybe I would say, hey, can we work on more of this believe releasing process while I'm asleep so I'm less resistant to the steps? So you can ask them anything. And if you need to ask them to turn down the conscious connection until you acclimatize to the energy, that's fine. You're not hurting anybody's feelings, and you're doing what is best way for you, whether you realize it consciously or not. Your higher self is absolutely happy to adjust for your comfort, so don't worry about that. And remember that consciously connecting is a free will choice. You don't have to do it, and your higher self will never energetically force themselves upon you. If you feel like it's too intense, well, just remember that maybe it's intense because your higher self recognizes you're ready for more energy, you're ready for more expansion. But in the same sense, you still have free will. So if it does feel too intense, hey, please turn it down, and they will. All right. And also remember, you're both human. You are a physical human, and your higher self is a non-physical human. And so you can interact accordingly. It's literally like you are talking to another human, just some human soul that's in a different energetic state. Okay, so how will you know if it's your higher self you're receiving from? Well, as I mentioned before, I thought I was receiving from my higher self when I was consciously connecting. Now, I definitely was receiving from my higher self unconsciously prior to trying to consciously connect. I just didn't always know consciously that it was my higher self. I maybe didn't have the understanding and the words and the terminology that it was my higher self. I definitely felt like it was that intuition, that it was some sort of connection to the ethereal realm and non-physical energy. But did I know it was my higher self or my guide or my gatekeeper or my watcher? No, I had no idea until I started consciously connecting. And honestly, I love playing games. I love puzzles. I love mysteries. And so we'll talk a little bit more about this in a bit. But I was in a course and we were trying to get our higher selves names. And we knew that they were going to be given to us. But because I love games, I wanted to see if I could receive it before I got my higher self's name from somebody who is a little bit more energetically advanced than me. So I could test myself and see how well I was receiving. And I very much was getting a lot of energetic interaction with who I thought was my higher self. And I received a name. And when it was time to check, I didn't have the right name. And I thought, well, then who am I connecting to with that name? And it turned out I was actually connecting to my watcher consciously, not my higher self consciously. And once I understood that, everything kind of fell into place. I had that next missing puzzle piece for me, and it all fell into place. And it was really fun doing it. It was enjoyable because energetically, things will come to you in whatever best way is for you. And if you just allow and notice. So like I mentioned, for me, I love puzzles. I love mystery. I love putting the pieces together. And I don't necessarily need all of the pieces right now. I can take what is needed and what I receive and put it in my puzzle. And there can be gaps. And it's okay because I know and I trust that the gaps will be filled eventually in right time. And maybe for someone else, they like to have receiving in a different way, and that's fine. It's whatever's best way for you, so it will be enjoyable. Okay, where did I leave off? Oh, so how do you know it's your higher self you're receiving from? Well, you can ask for a sign. Something that you can feel, that you could hear, see, or know. So, I mean, at that point for me, I pretty much knew, but I wanted to have something that was a little more concrete. So, I knew at that point that I would be connecting, and I wanted to, with my higher self on the regular consciously. And that I had guides, and that I had a watcher, and everybody has these things, not just me. You're all special too. and so it was important for me to be able to feel the differences in the energy and know for sure who I was interacting with. Now, does that matter all the time? No, but it might matter depending on what you are trying to achieve in any given moment, or if you actually, have some sort of reason why you're connecting that you need to know who exactly you're connecting with. So I asked for some sort of sign so I would always know my higher self was with me. And for me, she liked to stroke me right here, very lightly, right here in this specific spot. And a lot of times there'll be a breeze along with her. And what's interesting is I would feel a breeze even if I was sitting inside, all the windows closed, fans off, and I knew it was her. And I have another higher self. That's a whole other story. You only have one, but I have a special energetic configuration. I was the first physical human to have. So that's another story. But Susanna, she had a different energetic feel. And for me, she always felt like she was coming close right here, like just holding me right here. my watcher has another energetic signature, and my guides, each one has a different energetic signature. So just ask your higher self, and Helena gave me this, and the little breeze. It could be something that's like a twitching on your nose or hiccups. I have a friend who her higher self provides hiccups. It could be tingling in your toes. It could be anything. It could be a color you see. It could be a sound you hear. It could be a light flashing. Anything. Okay. So just keep asking and keep feeling, hearing, seeing, or knowing the same sign over and over, and you will know that's your higher self interacting with you. Just trust in that sign and trust that, someone non-physical is responding to you. So you can ask, like, here's the sign, and then you can ask, are you my higher self that keeps using the same sign? And if so, you can confirm it's your higher self you're interacting with. So if anything's kind of off and it's not the same sign or whatever, you're just going to have to keep asking and allowing and noticing. But once you've confirmed it's your higher self with that particular sign, then it's going to be the beginning of receiving, translating, and having conversations with your higher self. You'll build more belief and more trust, and that will build more and more and more and more. And if you allow yourself to believe or not believe that the energetic signs are true, that's going to help also. Okay. Now, earlier I mentioned the fifth dimension Earth Megadome. So, what is the fifth dimension Earth Megadome? Well, this is relatively new insight from fifth dimension Earth. It is insight within energetics. And basically what the fifth dimension Earth Megadome is, it's an energetic holding. Any sort of energetic dome is an energetic holding. So there's many types of energetic configurations. A dome is just one of them. That's a whole other series we could chat about. Maybe one day we will. But the way that the fifth dimension Earth energetic dome is configured is that it's a dome, and the bottom of it, around the bottom of it, is filled with energy. It could be from souls, from other nature objects, from universal law, from the wind, from anything. And all of the energy is just sat around the bottom of the dome and can flow over and across the dome in a star energy configuration. So the flow of this particular dome, the fifth dimension Earth energetic megadome, the flow up and over lights up the dome like a rainbow. And a megadome is the same principle as another dome, any other dome, except it allows itself to be leveraged by other domes, other energetic configurations, other souls, and so on. So myself as a soul, I can leverage, because of the positioning I'm in, I can leverage the fifth dimension Earth energetic megadome. So the fifth dimension Earth megadome has been around for trillions of years, and it's a big part of God's destiny prior to evolve you energy. And it's becoming available to those of us who are ready. So it's the greatest energetic holding in the multiverse. When you leverage it, it makes you stronger, and when you leverage it, that makes the dome, the megadome, stronger, and it makes you stronger energetically. It flows through and has access to all. And that's not just the world we see around us. Like, it's all. It's the multiverse. It's the worlds we don't see out in our universe, out in other universes, the multiverse, plus everything within it. So human energy, animal energy, nature energy, all, it's hard to wrap your mind around that, right? And this is new for some of you. It is potent, and therefore that is why you leverage the Megadome. You don't attach to the Megadome. You just kind of flow in and out, and you use what's needed in the moment. As a Believe accredited practitioner and a fifth dimension earth certified healer, I can leverage it always to be able to provide divine insight and divine healing for myself, my clients, others around me, whoever needs it. So leveraging the fifth dimension earth Megadome helps you to supersize capabilities, expanding them, and exercising your own inner being. And the Megadome is set up for ease for you rather than having to energetically earn everything on your own. You just get to leverage what's been earned by Liv and Raph, who've gone before us. So easy mode, right? Okay, so if you've done any of the tuning exercises already with your higher self, the exercises in the back of the book Believe or the book Journey of the Soul, you are leveraging the fifth dimension earth Megadome. And because I also leverage the fifth dimension earth Megadome, I am also able to allow you to leverage that through me. If you are not working directly with one of the above mentioned, tuning exercises, if you work with me, I leverage it, and therefore you get to leverage it as well. Okay, so we're going to talk about tuning exercises in just a moment. Okay, so tuning is about stretching yourself physically and mentally while setting the intention to consciously connect to your higher self. And what tuning exercises do is they energetically exercise your perspective programming and your pineal gland. This is covered extensively in the book Believe, and also depending on what program you work with me or one-to-one with me, it's covered extensively as well. All right, you can ask your higher self to help you leverage the fifth dimension earth energetic Megadome before commencing any tuning exercises. And it's really easy. You don't have to do anything special. Just say to your higher self, can you help me leverage the fifth dimension earth energetic Megadome, and then start doing the tuning exercises. Super simple. There's a wide range of tuning exercises provided in Believe and in the fifth dimension earth higher self reprogramming. Some of these exercises you're going to find easier than others, more natural, more fun. Some of the exercises may feel more frustrating, but the difficult tuning exercises for you might actually create the most change and expansion for you. So make sure that any that you don't feel good doing at first, but come back to it. Make sure you get back to them and try them out again. In a week, in a month, at some later date when your energy has changed and expanded, and then you want to try them again. And it's really important, just be relaxed. Ask your higher self to be with you during your tuning exercises. And over time, those more challenging exercises are going to become a lot easier for you. So I'm just going to mention the tuning exercises here before we go on, because there are several, and that can be a whole course in and of itself. There are physical tuning exercises. Those are going to be things like hopping on one foot with your higher self, or, maybe setting up some sort of obstacle course with your higher self and completing it. There are out and about tuning exercises. And, that's going to be something like maybe you go grocery shopping together or dress shopping together. There will be practical tuning exercises. Those are going to be things that you can use every day, like maybe cook together, right? Creative exercises, so you might paint or write stories together. There'll be things that incorporate seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing. So as I mentioned before, you're going to receive to start off with in the best way for you. So, you'll be able to just start there and then build upon that as you get used to it and exercise more. Okay, so what's next? What's next for you? Well, there is likely going to be a higher self workshop or course coming from me in the near future. But for now, I have still through the end of April this month, a Meet Your Higher Self special. So this is a one-off, one-to-one. It's about an hour long, and it's going to be a special price through the end of April. And what we'll do is over Zoom, you can connect with me, my higher self, Helena, and Susanna on my non-physical team, and we can learn more about your own higher self. I can help you connect to her. I can help you with any healing and any messages from your higher self and larger non-physical team that you'd like to know. Also, you're going to have an opportunity to ask anything. Ask any of your own questions during this session, and I will help guide you through consciously connecting with your higher self. We'll do an energetic configuration for that. So if you're ready, if you're already consciously connected to your higher self, you can still get in on this hour-long special promotion and be able to leverage my energy, and I can help guide you with tuning exercises as well if you are needing some additional support with that. All right, I'm going to check really quick for any last-minute question and answers. Questions. I'll answer the questions. Don't see any. So I'll check back on replay if anybody's listening on replay that has questions. Upcoming programs. Okay, so as you know, this is the last of this set of video series for Meet Your Higher Self, which is designed to get you ready for the Broadest Truth coming in May and needed for Evolve You in July. You can find the links above to programs and any of the other things I mentioned in this live, and the free 5th Dimension Earth Higher Self program that includes all the tuning exercises and all that. So enroll if you're ready. Enroll if you are not sure what step is right for you next. That's okay too. There is a link to set up a free call with me, and we can discover that together, or you can send me a direct message, and if you'd rather chit chat that way. So I want to thank you all for being here, and remember, it's time to transform to the next segment on your journey towards your own true beautiful magnificence. So let's manifest true beautiful magnificence together, and also bring your higher self with you. And I'll see you next month for a 5-part series focusing on the believe releasing process with your higher self. This is another milestone in your magnificence journey, so I hope you can join me in May for that. Sending you so much love. Bye.